Good evening. How are we all today? I don't know how I am. Excuse the mess. I feel like I say that every week. One day it's my goal to tidy the studio and I'll be like, just hello, not like hello, excuse the mess. How are we all this evening? I hope you've had a good day. I'm just going to jump right into it. I really am not very well prepared at all. We're going to do a little bit of journal play with the winter birds. And I have this journal here that's kind of almost finished, but I've got quite a few pages like this where the reverse side is not done. So I thought we could start tackling some of those. Oh, that did a flicker. I don't know if Hubbles is on. That did a flicker. I'll let you know if there was more flickers. Hello, Sue. Hello, Pippa. Hello, Deb. How are you? So I just thought we would get some of these blank pages done and try and complete another journal instead of having lots of half-filled journals. So without further ado, I'm going to swizzle you around. As I say, really not prepared. My desk is such a mess. Have a very loose idea of what we're doing. So we'll start with that and just let creativity take us where it wants to go. Right, let's swizzle you around. We'll fiddle with the light like we do. We've still not installed our posh lights. We have a big list of many things that we need to do for this business, but we've not quite got to them yet. That is one of those things. But hey, it's become a thing. Right, so could give you a bigger view. Look, there'd be my very messy desk. Let's just see what we can do, but it just means that you might see a bit easier. Hello, Carol. Hello, Sheila. So I'm going to take this out. Right, I have a rough plan. This might be tricky because we're going to stamp on a very uneven surface, but I am planning on stamping it. So look at that. Love that. Anyway, let's concentrate on this one. I thought we would play with the lovely Edna because she's gorgeous and I love her. And it's been a hot minute since we've had a play with the winter birds. So I thought we could do that today. As we are moving into that season of needing cozy clothes and whatnots, I thought it'd be a good time to air these little ladies. Oh, look, isn't she gorgeous? I've changed my mind. I was going to do one thing, but I've changed my mind. I want to do another. Right, I've just discovered a brand new technique. It's probably not ideal doing this live, but we can use a heat gun. But I have a video coming up. It'll not be this week, but next week. And I use that technique in here and it's fun. So let's do that. I'm going to, first of all, create a watercolor wash. I'm just going to get water on here. But it's so pretty when you're doing a winter scene. So I'm going to get lots of water down because I want a gorgeous wash. That's coming through. That was unexpected. That's what I love about art journaling. You never quite know what you're going to get. You love the winter birds. Oh, thank you. They are some of my favourites too. I have been drawing more quirky birds. One of the prompts for Preachtober was seagull. And yeah, it sparked some more quirky birdage. I'm still obsessed by the bugs though. Right, I'm gonna get this. I want it kind of nice and wet for the next stage, and I want this nice kind of fresh blue. I think we're just gonna have to live with what the letters in the sky, but that is what makes art journaling, isn't it? All the layers and the texture. Right, so you get it nice and wet with a nice colour, and I think this works really well with a nice icy blue. And then I have got, just because these were sat on my table, I thought, ooh. Oh, actually, we might be able to let this dry a little bit if we colour the bird first. Just processing the information in my head, but actually processing that out loud. There we go. We've got some nice white acrylic ink, and whilst that is wet, we just drop a few drops of this into the wet watercolor wash and let it dry and do its thing. And it creates this gorgeous soft, ooh, that was a bit more than I was expected. It creates this gorgeous kind of soft background, which I love. So if you've been watching my prompts over on Instagram, when I did the seagull background, this is how I created that seagull background. So just going to leave that dry because I would prefer not to force dry it. So we'll just pop that there. And whilst we've popped that there, we shall stamp our little Edna out and colour it in, and hopefully will sort of be somewhat dry over there by the time we come to assemble the page. This was not what I was going to do. I have advertised it as masking. We might do a bit of masking, but right now I've changed my mind. This is the joys of creativity. I frequently change my mind as I am creating a piece. What's everybody else like when you create? Is it, let's just bring you closer to the Edna. There we go. When you create, do you have a plan in mind before you start? Or does it just sort of happen? See, I kind of have a sort of plan. Like I'd pulled Edna out to use. So I knew I wanted to use Edna. But that was about as far as I got. I also had planned to do a masking technique. But my mind got changed quickly. Because I do have a crafty friend that, like, as soon as she gets a new range or sees a new range or something like that, she kind of gets her notepad out and does sketches, and she very much knows what her finished piece is going to be like before she starts creating. Whereas I just sort of start playing, and whatever will be, will be. So I'm just interested in how everybody else tackles things. Hello, Tracy. How are you? Lovely to have you all with us. This background's doing magical things at the side. Look at it. It's just going all soft and floofy. And I just think it looks perfect for winter scenes. I'm just trying to detangle my heat gun so I can plug it in. It's a little bit like Spaghetti Junction right now. I mean, that's really not going to be doing that. Look at that. Shocking. Shocking, shocking, shocking. A bit of both, Susie. It's a bit of planning and a bit of which ones do you like the best, though? You know, when it comes to your favourite cards or favourite projects, are they projects that have been winged that kind of turn out your favourites, or is it projects that have been carefully curated? Your favourite ones? Yeah. Yeah, I fly by my seat. I'm glad I'm not the only one. There's quite a few flying by the seat of the pants people. That's good. You are my people. Because that is what I do. I have lots of paint here, but I'm not sure that I have the colour I want. I don't even know what colour I want. Let's go with this pink. Yeah, that's kind of me, I think, Lucy. I sort of have a vaguish thing. And then it's sort of, I start off with a vaguish thing, and then it sort of finds its own way. I always sort of say, like, it sounds really woo-woo, so I don't mean it to sound like that, but the project sort of tells me what it was. Sort of like as I create, I go, oh, it would be good with this. Oh, it would be good with that. Oh, it would be good if I could actually find a paintbrush I could use. Right. I am going to do a wash with watercolour and define with pencils. Oh, that's a very thick brush. Let's go for a more ickle one. Edna's one of your favourite. Oh, thank you. I could actually get the words out there. I'm sorry, I'm not at my best today. I'm very tired and I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. Brain has not engaged. But we're going with it. This is the joys of lives. You just never know what's going to happen. Right, I'm going to have some pink in here. I think because we've got a nice icy background, it will stick with nice pastel tones. Oh, that's not where I meant to put it. And then we could maybe go with this cream. I'm more thinking this cream because I want to keep her, I want to be able to add pinkness to her cheeks. You mostly like your quick makes. It is funny that, isn't it, Sue? It's like we can plan stuff and spend hours over things, and then sometimes things we throw together just work. It's just a whole funniosity. Now I'm kind of wishing that I did the body in this creamy colour. Excuse me while I just, second guess myself on absolutely everything. Let's just, do you know what I've picked up? I thought I was doing alcohol markers and I've completely picked up the wrong paper. It's very smooth. I should really have, especially as I'm going on with pencils as well. Don't know whether I should quickly change the paper. I'm going to quickly change the paper. This is alcohol marker paper. Sorry guys, bear with. Not be able to find a paper with a texture now. This is more about, this one's got a bit too much texture. But anyway, I don't like that either. Sorry, I will get there. I just scrapped a bit from a scrap bin, but it's just definitely very much marker paper. And the fact that I want to put watercolour and then pencils on it is just not going to hold up, and it's going to end up looking rubbish. So we're just going to scrap that and start again on paper. That will. Do you know what? Sometimes it is just, what do you call it? Sometimes knowing what paper, what ink that you should use for different things makes all the difference in the world. That's not to say, I watch some artists that create the most beautiful work with lovely cheap supplies and on copier paper, and I think that's fab. If you want to do that, that's absolutely fab. But I do think, like, one of the secrets is use the right paper for the right product. This is a hybrid ink, but I still find it's a little bit temperamental. So I'm just sort of heat setting it a little bit. It makes all the difference. So sometimes if you think things aren't turning out quite right, check the materials that you're using, because sometimes that is half the battle. Oh, I'm sure your stuff looks fabulous, Arwen. You'll have to let us see now to show us something so that we can tell you that you're wrong. It's not rubbish. Do you know, that's one thing that's really interesting about doing the Peachtober challenge. The reason I wanted to do it was, there's a video up on my channel actually if you fancy learning a bit more about it. But one of the reasons I wanted to do it was to sort of build up a daily sketchbook practice, and also to sort of fall in love with drawing again, and ultimately so that I've got more interesting things to share with you guys. But one of the really interesting things is, like, producing a painting a day is a lot. It's a lot of time and it's a lot of work, and not everything that you produce that you love. And some of the stuff that I've done, had it not been for the fact I've been I've shared stuff online about, oh look, I'm doing Peachtober sort of thing. Come and follow my journey. So I'm getting accountability by the fact that I am sharing it online. But if I wasn't, a lot of the stuff wouldn't have been shared because it didn't turn out like, I'm not particularly happy. It's okay, but it's not my best work. And you find yourself having to put your not best work out. But what's quite interesting about that, like I didn't really like today's one. I thought it was okay, but I didn't think it was my best work. But I've had the most comments through my stories saying, love this. And it is so weird how we can see our work completely differently to how other people see it. Oh, thank you, Carol. Oh, definitely just pull your stuff out. Don't just sit and watch. Definitely join in. Join in the fun. And give her some nice rosy cheeks as well. Here we go, Edna. Have some rosy cheeks. If you've been playing out in the cold, you'll have nice rosy cheeks, won't you? Oh, she's a cutie patootie. Love her. Right, I think in all of this paint, look, 2 paint palettes there, not 1 orange. Just as well I have more paint palettes than I know what to do with. I think that I choose one that I'm starting a new series on my channel. Hopefully Friday. I mean, I'm advertising it starting on Friday, but I haven't actually filmed it yet. So I do need to like film, edit, and have it uploaded by Friday. But I'm very excited, and it's going to be a brand new series, and I'm really excited about it. And I'm thinking it's hopefully what my channel and JMC will be known for in the future. Do you know when you're like, I kind of finally think that, yep, I've found my USP. I found what makes me me and what makes me different. And I'm very excited. So I'm hoping everyone's going to like it. Because I'm really excited. And if it falls flat on its face, I'll be a bit like, oh, okay then. What colour? I'm going to go green. I was about to ask you what colour. I don't want to go, see, I want to go blue, but then I need it to stand out from the background. So we're going to go green. Oops. Why? I've just wiped my paint. Look, I've got a paint rag right here, and I have just wiped it off. I've just used my sleeve as something to dab my, honestly. I hope I've not overhyped it now, Sue. I'm like, oh, is that it? I think I'm excited because I think I may have bridged my oh, I don't want to say too much. I may have bridged my, how do I word this? Bridged like what I do with what I do. Does that make sense? Bridge the artist and the crafter. I think that's what it'll be. It's probably an extension of stuff I've already done. It's just going to be much more specific. I'm telling you all as well. So hopefully you'll be there on Friday at 7:15 watching it, and then YouTube will be like, oh yeah, people like this, and then Mr. Happy Algorithm will go and tell everybody else about the video too. That would be nice. Instead of the usual tumbleweed that I get. Oh, this is looking quite soft and pretty, isn't it? Might not need too much pencil work. I'm trying to decide what colour to do this. Any previews? Do you know, Sue, I would love to be able to give you a preview, but I haven't created anything for it yet. Currently, it's all very safely and excitingly in my head, but I do need to get it off of my head and onto paper. But as I say, today I was not feeling so good today. So today I have been sat binge watching art YouTube with my daughter, sat on the sofa in comfort, and I've got tomorrow's Peachtober ready and part of, and I'm half done with Wednesday's Peachtober. And probably when I finish here, I will try and finish off a little bit more so that I've got tomorrow that I can dedicate to trying to film. Because I need to film it. I am planning on putting out sneak peeks if I can get myself organised enough. I would like to be able to kind of be putting out little clues on social media from about, let me see, Wednesday onwards, which is only 2 days away. So hopefully I'll be a bit organised. But currently this fabulous video that I'm pointing you all to is still in my head. So let's hope it is fabulous, because it might not be. It might be non-existent. And then you'll all be like, what? What was she talking about? That's kind of cute, isn't it? Do you know, I quite like the softness of that. I might just try and put a little bit more pigment in some of the shadow areas. We'll get the rest in with pencils. I had a profound revelation regarding my pencils today. I have been using the Faber-Castell ones for since I got them in March, and up until then I'd always really been a Prisma girl. And do you know what? I used my Prisma colours today because I wanted nice pastel colours, and they were so hard to use. Like, they blend, Prisma blend beautifully, but they're the nibs, the pencil points don't stay that sharp. And also, I find when I go to sharpen them, they break that much that I lose half my pencil. That's one thing I've always hated about colour pencils, is I feel like half of my money goes down in the bin with endless sharpening to stuff that doesn't stay to a point. And I've always found that frustrating about pencils. But I've not had that same frustration with the polychromos. What's the difference between Peachtober and Inktober? It's just been hosted by someone different. So Peachtober is hosted by the Fairy Little Peach. If you actually look round, like, Inktober was the original. But in October, there's loads of art challenges hosted by many different people. I went to Drink and Draw on Friday, hosted by I Love Rizzo, and she's doing Nestober. I didn't even know that there was such a thing as Nestober. And she was doing that. So it's just hosted. And the reason I quite like, I like the Fairy Little Peach because the prompts were just a bit more me. They're a bit more cute and a bit more whimsical. And I don't know, they just make a bit more sense. I still feel pushed. Like one of the prompts coming up is truck. And I saw that and I was like, oh my goodness, I hate that. What on earth am I going to draw for truck? That is just a hideous prompt. Blah, blah, blah. Really whinged and moaned. What is that? Moaned about it. And I sketched and I sketched some more and I sketched some more. And now I cannot wait for the trunk. Words. Now I can't wait to share that prompt with you, because I think the drawing that I have done is epic. I love it. I'm so excited. And I showed the painting to my husband. And he's like, that's amazing. You should sell that to like Hallmark or something as a greeting card, because it's brilliant. That's high praise indeed. Normally I get a bit of a funny face when I show things to hubby. So the fact that he's telling me that I should sell it to Hallmark, I think that's quite probably quite a good sign. But I absolutely love how it turned out. So good. But I never would have done it otherwise. But anyway, so I still feel pushed, but like the prompts for Peachtober are just much more recognizable. Like there's like been acorn and seagull and poppy, and they're cute and they're sweet. Whereas Inktober's a bit more abstract. So it's kind of got like, what's some of the ones? Fearless. And I think there was one called Reckless. And yes, they, to be honest, it's not that I don't want to do them. And I can see the point, because they push you creatively to think of something. And it depends what you want out of the art challenge. For me, I just wanted to improve my practice, build up a daily art practice, build up a daily sketchbook, to create a habit that I can take forward to make me a better artist and a better craft designer. And I think had I done Inktober, I'd have been more stressed about, I'd have spent more time trying to come up with a concept than actually working on my art. And next year, I probably will approach whatever challenge I do slightly differently, because hopefully by next year, I'll be a year in, and I'll be able to proudly say that I've been sketching every single day for over a year. And I might be able to kind of practice, I don't know, on a product or something, like, you know, like I've got a whole box of Inktense pencils I desperately wanted for so long. I have had for years and years, and probably only ever use them for shadowing. But I might think, all right, well, I'm going to spend the whole month using Inktense pencils and develop my skills in that. So it was just where I was this particular month as to kind of what I wanted to do with the challenge. That's a very long-winded explanation of what's the difference. It's still an art. It's still an art. It's still an art prompt challenge. I just fancied it a bit more, really. But there's loads of them about. My daughter found one called Mythtober, and she's really into like Greek mythology and all of the stuff like that. So the prompts on that really suited her. She did like a drawing for Zeus and stuff like that. I don't think she's stuck with it, but that kind of appealed to her. So it's kind of more what it appeals to. Yeah, Rattober. Yeah, the truck is cool. The truck is cool. I love it so much. It just makes me laugh. It makes me laugh. I think it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious and clever and cute. And I love it. I'm going to take a darker pink out now. So this is what I mean about my Prismacolor. This was double the size this morning, and I sharpened and sharpened and sharpened it trying to get a point, and it's still broken, and I still never got a point. So I actually think polychromos are my new favourites. Whereas I was sworn by these for years, but the breakage has always driven me nuts. And I said the only reason I went into the only reason I'm using these now is because the other ones are up at the house, and I'm down in my little studio just now. But I always thought with the polychromos, because when you read all the reviews and things, and people were always like, polychromos are the best for detail, and Faber-Castell, the Prismacolor are best for blending, and that it was harder to get a blend with polychromos and all of this sort of stuff. That's kind of, which is why I went for these, because I love the blended look. I mean, these are like, I bought them before Kezia was born, so they are probably like 14 years old. But you know what? I've had these pencils for 14 years and I have not gone through them. And I've sharpened them and I've lost lots like that. But that'll be down to sharpening. Whereas the Faber-Castell, I've kind of gone through them, but not because they've all gone into the bin in sharpenings, but because I have loved using them so much that they are constantly being used and I'm getting through the pencils through usage. And that makes me happy. It makes me happy that I've used them up in using them up. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm just waffling. I apologize for anything I say today. As I say, I'm not feeling the best today, so like any nonsense could be coming out my mouth. probably is coming. Probably is all nonsense. She's looking pretty though. I do like Edna. She's one of my favourites. I like it when the seasons change because it's like the winter birds are a few years old now, but you know, they're still fun to pull out at this time of year. To be honest, Sue, I haven't done the hugest amount of experimentations with pencils, and all the brands that I have are fairly, like, I've got Prismacolor and I've got Color Soft, Derwent Color Soft, and I've got these. None of these are particularly budget friendly. They are pricey pencils. I've not actually done a comparison of pencils. I may do that at some point because I'm gradually working my way through comparing through other products. Like, I'm still working on my acrylic marker comparison. Basically, the reason I'm working on it for so long is because I want to properly use it, because your opinion of things can change from your initial swatch and colouring, and already it has a little bit. Right, let's get some greens out. Let's not get this green because I spent all day sharpening it. So I don't think I'm the best person to ask. Do you know what I would recommend though, Sue, is go on to Sarah Rennie Clark. If anyone does comparisons, she does. And because she's so well known, like, she's sent so much stuff, but she is literally, and she goes into way more detail than I would ever have the will to. Like, she like makes charts and does loads of comparisons, but she's done quite a few lots, and she's actually sort of come up with the best budget alternative to polychromos and the best budget alternative to Faber-Castell and Prisma and stuff like that as well. So I would recommend watching her. If you go on her channel and then just scroll down till you find her pencil comparison video, I would do that. Just adding a little bit in there because I don't really have the right greens and I don't want to lose the colour that I've got by having the wrong coloured pencil, but I also do just want to, I like my shades and tones. They're essential to me. Oh, this is looking, my thing's looking gorgeous at the side here. We will get it out in just a bit. Right, a little bit more orange in her little beak. Need to give that some shades and tones, and also she needs some colour in her eyes. I think I'll give her some blue eyes. And don't look at the, or you can't actually see the state of my pencils, that's okay. Because sometimes the colour police don't like the state of my Prismacolor pencils, because they end up a bit all over the place. But that's okay. Trouble is, with the polychromos, I have a set of 36, which is perfectly suitable. But being a colour magpie, and now I know just how good they are, I kind of want a big set, but they like cost a fortune, so that'll never happen. Unless I get discovered by Polychromos and they decide to send me it, but I don't think I'm that big. Right. There we go. That'll do. Let's cut her out. She's a little cutie patootie. Look how her background's coming on. Doesn't that look fab? It's so soft and schnurry. Still a bit wet, but it looks fab even with the ghosting of the letters in the sky. Right, let's cut her out and then we will decide what we are doing. Sorry, lost the ability to talk and craft at the same time. That does occasionally happen to me. Just going to do this with a white border. We can always just pop a little bit of blue watercolour around it just to tie it into the background. Look, she's going to look so gorgeous on that background, isn't she? Cutie patootie. It's nice thick paper this, but it makes it a little bit tricky to fussy cut. Not doing the best job of fussy cutting here at all. Oh, I could go hot chocolate. I might have a hot chocolate when I'm finished. I might see if there's any brandy to put in it. Does anyone else like that? Alcoholic hot chocolate. I'm allowed it for medicinal purposes, I think. Don't promote having alcohol on a Monday. It's a bit early in the week. But for medicinal purposes, I may need a wee hot chocolate. Oh, I'm really fancying that now. Oh, look, she looks so pretty. Right, let's get this bit in here sorted. Stuck. There we go. Oh, that's so nice. It's still a bit wet, so I'm going to give it in and blast it. At least it's mostly been drying by itself, but we will blast it with the old heat gun. Oh, a Bailey's. Do you know what? I would love a Bailey's hot chocolate, but I can't. I'm not allowed milk. Although apparently, last time I was at the Wee Bar, which is my local cocktail bar in Inverness, I've not been in ages actually. I must arrange for a few of us to go. The guy, they didn't have any there, but the guy was telling me at another bar he worked in, you can get a Bailey's that's oat based, so they've used like a oat milk rather than a cow's milk. But yeah, so I can't have the normal Bailey's. It's a shame. I love Bailey's. It's one of my favourite drinks, but I can't have it now. But so that's it. I just make my hot chocolates with soy milk, which is why I've had to kind of go for brandy or rum nowadays, because I can't stick Bailey's in it. But I'm with you on that. I do like Bailey's in a hot chocolate. Come on, try. Now this, normally what I would do is I would make the background the day before and leave it dry overnight, because I think this particular style of background, it just works so much better if you let it dry and do its own thing. Like, you can see how that ink has reacted to the water and it's so soft. But the edges are much softer if you just really let it dry. The other thing is as well, I could be unsticking everything that's going on this side, but never mind. This is going to need a pile of books going on it before it goes back in there. They do an almond-based milk one. Oh, that's good. I need to go find that. Still a wee bit sticky there, but never mind. And then we put her there. Oh my goodness, she's so pretty. Oh, I love her. Right, let's get some gesso. Gesso. We don't want black gesso. We don't want black snow. That would not be pleasant. Oh, but do I not have any gesso? Or is it lying about on a table somewhere? Oh, well, I'll just use the acrylic ink. It'll do. It'll do the job. Right, let's make sure we have a nice clean brush, because I do not want to contaminate my lovely ink. Thank you, Arwen. Right. I'm just going to create. I don't think that's opaque enough. Just trying to create a kind of snowy base. Which is why I wanted the gesso. I might have to go and get acrylic paint. Don't think that's thick enough. You can't have the alcohol. Apparently, if you take antihistamines. I know of a few people that can't take alcohol. And apparently, if you take antihistamines, it helps. Not that I'm promoting that you please drink responsibly. There we go. Yeah, I might just have to build this up a bit. Need to get a couple of layers on this. Which are quite good with the acrylic paint because hopefully I get it nice and textured. And then what I might do is get some like a sparkly texture paste out. Oh, sorry, Alison. That's not good. Are they doing anything for that at all? Always very interesting. I have a duplex kidney, which means I have 3 kidneys. I remember when I was pregnant with Kezia and I asked the nurse, I was like, how many kidneys does she have? And she looked at me and went, 2. Really like condescendingly. And I was like, well, I have 3. I'm sorry, Alison, that's not good. Hello, Julie. How are you? Don't worry. It's not like I keep a roll call. Gradually building this up and we're getting a bit of texture. I'm just trying to create the illusion that there's snow on the ground and it's not just... We will need to kind of add a bit of shading in at some point as well, but it's just... I'm just trying to... This piece is getting very hot. I'm just going to make it quite lumpy now, actually. Then we'll stick her down. Add a little bit of glitter texture paste. I love it. You do things like this. Use a heat gun on I'm glad you're a long way off dialysis. At least that's something. But sorry, it's... You never know. Sometimes it's like when things are a long way off like that, by the time you get to that point, techniques have changed and things like that. Right. I quite like that. It's looking quite cute. We'll stick her down, but then we'll need a bit of shading and then a little bit of glitter. And I might just keep that. We'll just do some white splatters and keep that really simple. Sometimes, as Sue said, sometimes the quick and easy, simple ones turn out the best. Right. Grab my glue. Come on. Oh, look, she's such a cutie pie. Such a cutie pie. Right, let's get that blue watercolor back, and I'm just going to put the tiniest amount under her feet for a bit of shadowing, because snow is not 100% white. So we'll get a little bit of that blue and a little bit of that pink in, but just the tiniest amount, and then we'll put some splatters and then some glitter. I think that'd be the plan. And it's actually, we're only going to get subtle colour here anyway. That looks bright right now, but because it's going on top of acrylic, because it's oh, look at that, it's so pretty. Oh, thank you, Julie. Do you know what? I have been drawing regularly for, I've been drawing, I sound like I've not been drawing. I've been drawing regularly for a number of years. Obviously, I've managed to create a craft business, so it's not like I've not been drawing, but like daily drawing. That's kind of what I mean. I've been daily drawing for about 6 weeks now, and I'm so proud of myself to actually have created a proper daily practice. And amazing the fact that it's daily, the difference that is making. So I kind of have a rule, I have to do it every day. But it doesn't, like, it's learning to manage your expectations so that it doesn't have to be a masterpiece every day. You just have to have sketched something. So sometimes what I try and do is when I wake up in the morning, normally have a cup of tea. I'm one of these people that needs a cup of tea before I even get out of my bed. It's like the first thing we do is one of us goes and puts the kettle on. More often than not, it's hubby. Occasionally it's me. It was me this morning. Occasionally it's me. More often than it's not hubby. It's hubby. And I have a cup of tea. And then while I have a cup of tea, I do a sketch. And if I do it then, I'm much more likely to do it in the day. But sometimes, for whatever reason, that doesn't happen. And I find myself going to bed and going, oh no, I've not done any sketching. And it's like I make myself do something. Even if it's only 2 minutes and a quick flower doodle, I do it. But what I have found is the quality of what I can produce in a short space of time now, because sometimes there's been a few times now where that's happened. And at the beginning, I will show it in a future video, because I will go through my sketchbooks with you in a future video on YouTube. But the quality of the sketches of like what used to be the 2-3 minute sketches and what I can now do in 2-3 minutes is huge. So the daily practice is definitely helping. I can definitely see improvement from my first few sketches in it to now, which is nice. And what that hopefully means for you guys is much better quality stamps and papers, and hopefully we'll just take everything to the next level. And my main thing that I really want, and I really want to emphasize that this is not about me. It's not about, although I've been going on about me doing Peachtober and me drawing and why I need a daily practice, I do. But what I really want is to build JMC designs together. And what has happened in the past is I draw something, I fall in love with it, I'm like, oh, that's really great, I want it as a stamp, I make it as a stamp, blah, blah, blah. But what I really want from this is that you guys are part of the entire journey now, that I show you my sketchbook. I'm open about it instead of guarding what's in my sketchbook for fear of like someone's going to take my designs and get to them before me or whatever. There's a lot of that in the craft industry. But anyway, that I'm just really open and just go, look, guys, this is what I'm drawing right now. If there's something you want, tell me. I'm not actually protecting her face, because if she was snowing, snow would be in front of her face as well. Hello. Hello, daughter. Daughter is obviously watching, probably, and on her father's account. Daughter is going to be setting up YouTuber's channel as well, isn't she? That is what she's wanting to do. So yeah, I want you guys as part of the story, and I keep saying it in the posts and things, but if there's stuff that you're seeing and go, need that as a stamp, then tell me, say in the comments, we need this as a stamp or whatever. And then that's why I know, like, I already know that next year we are going to have a cute critters collection. Like, the cute critters everybody has loved them. They've had the most comments. And so I will definitely be 100% be doing a Cute Critters collection next year, probably early next year. And that is because that's what you guys have asked for. But keep doing that. Keep saying, oh yes, this one please. And then that way, JMC Designs is no longer about me. It's not about me. It's about what you guys want. So you guys see my work and you guys go, can I have this? And then I do my best to give you what you like. And then hopefully that way it's a brand that we all grow together. And you've all had an input in it, not just me. And I think that's really exciting. You know, to be part of, like, you can all be part of the development story as well. I think that's exciting. And that's what I'm hoping to get from it. I'm really wanting to emphasize this snowy look. So I've just taken a bit of this. This will look better tomorrow because the souffle does need to dry naturally. I mean, some of these things say that on the things, allowed to dry naturally, and sometimes you can force it a little bit. But what I found is when I get a product, even if they tell me there's a best way of doing things, I push it and do my own thing anyway. But I think it's good to know how a product reacts. So what I have discovered with these souffle things is, yes, you can force dry them. What tends to happen is they bubble up a little bit more, and that gives you increased texture, which is, if that's what you want, then fab. But I have also noticed that when you do that, they do dry slightly milky. So these do dry clear and you're just left with the inclusions. And I find that that's when I get the best results with my souffle. Well, it depends what I'm looking for, but on this one, I want those bits of colours that I popped down earlier. But that's the thing though, Lucy, I would rather, okay, see if there was a thing you liked though, Lucy, and you were like, you're the only one that likes it, then that might not be something that's released as a physical stamp, but it could be a digi stamp, you know. So, and you will not be the only one. You will not be the only one. There will be somebody else as well. So still say your viewpoint is still just as important. I really want to do, you might find out, Deb. You might find out. Oh, Kezia has named her Celine. Thank you for that, child. Why Celine? So everybody, Alistair McNeil 2124 on YouTube, who's suddenly joined the chat, is actually my daughter on her father's account, messing up his watch history. You may find out, Deb. I'm not going to say too much, but you may find out how I digitize my images. That's all I'm saying. Okay. I likes, part of me, because it's so snowy and soft and pretty, wants to leave it like this. Part of me, who is obsessively has to do the same thing every time she crafts, wants to put a doodly border round the edge. What do we think, peeps? I need you to guide me in this because I want to leave, desperately want to leave it, but I also desperately want to put a border on it. But I love how soft and pretty that looks. So simple as well, wasn't it? It's just like a bit of watercolour, drippy, 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 coloured image. And do you know what? If, because I know this is the time of year people batch make cards and things, that is so something you could do. You could just get a whole load of backgrounds, do a colour wash, drop the little doohickeys in, leave them all to dry, cut moon equals space equals galaxy. I don't know what I am teaching you, child. This homeschooling we may need to discuss. Moon equals space equals galaxy. How does that come to Celine? Oh, you discussed the name, remember, in Greek mythology. Okay, Selene is one of the goddesses of the moon. Okay, I will allow you that one. Yeah, Sharon reckons it makes sense, and everyone's saying no border. Excellent. So I will try and I'm not very good at this. I will try and remember to take a photo when it's dry, because this will, I mean, it'll not look hugely different, but it will look slightly different. So yeah, that might look slightly different by tomorrow. So I'll try and remember. So if I get it filmed tomorrow, hopefully we will have the start of a new series on Friday over on YouTube. So please do go and check it out. Please also do check out my Peachtober and all my sketches. They are the future of GMC. And so if you are seeing stuff that you like, tell me. As I say, Cute Critters definitely on the card. I really want to do Celine, as my daughter has named her, the Galaxy Girl. I really want to do her, but she's not had as many requests. So this is why I ask, because it's very interesting, because sometimes I just send out the stuff I love, but not everybody else loves it. But you guys having an input will make a huge difference. Thank you, guys. I will be back next Monday. Next Monday, we will probably be doing a follow-up to what Friday's video is. So, yeah, I will just leave you with that confusing thought. And really hope that I get this video made now. Take care, everyone, and I will see you guys next week. Bye. She says if she can work the thing. Bye.